Right, Assassin's Creed 3. Gameplay. First impressions, since you've just played it.
I've killed a lot of people, so that was my thing. I liked. It was fun. I didn't really play much of the story, obviously, because whatever. It was interesting to go into the wilds as well. That was something new, because obviously the town felt all kind of samey. Oh, I can jump from bit to bit and all that sort of thing. I never got to go into a building except for that one thing to play a game, and it was balls. And it wouldn't even let me kill the guy. So there you go. On the subject of wilderness, I enjoyed it. Although your reactions to when I was killing like animals, so it made me feel quite good when I was killing the animals. Cause
it's because you found 4 bears in quick succession. I haven't managed to do that.
No. You found 5 bears and 3 elks
in quick succession
within 5 minutes.
And 2 baby bears, but it wouldn't let me
The only bear I've seen was at the very start when the boy came to the house trying to get help to fight off a bear.
And you never got killed.
You found 5.
It's on your save file. You're getting the bears.
Right, the overall Well, I thought the wilderness was a good touch as well. It's different to see, especially since the storyline. Connor is a native, so it was nice to do the hunting. I don't think it was necessary to do the whole training with the hunting. I don't think that was necessary. Because to be honest, I've never used a snare within the game. Apart from the tutorial, I've used the bow. That's it.
If I was any evidence of anything, you do not need any skill of hunting, any
exactly.
tactics of that to be a successful hunter.
You just have to run up and stab the thing.
Run up and stab the thing.
That's your tactic, anyway.
Hey, don't say that's your tactic. It worked
animals
pretty.
or people.
Yeah.
I think we've all realised that the layout of the game's changed. There's no longer the 4-button heads-up display. It's just the 2 buttons A and B. The counter's changed. The free running has changed at all day anymore.
The weapons bar and the toolbar still changed.
Yeah, I don't like the toolbar. I don't like this whole hold RB thing to then use the right or left analog. I don't like that. I don't really like the lock picking either, because I just think if you move it even slightly away from it, you have to refine the vibration, and that just pissed me off, if I'm honest.
Just waste of time.
I only used the inventory screen once, and that was because I didn't know how you would use it. So then, as soon as he says press RB, I don't realise you have to fucking hold the whole thing, and then it.
Yeah, basically, and you have to hold LB as well for sending your wee assassins away.
No.
Which I don't really get either, because it doesn't affect the story at any point.
Yeah.
None of the optional missions affect the story in any way, shape, or form. Like the liberation missions. I think if you want to liberate America, you should at least have to have completed them before completing the final mission. They're just there for the sake of it. You don't actually need to do them. I don't see the point in that at all. The overall gameplay of Connor is a lot more aggressive than it was for Altair and Ezio.
Yeah, with Ezio, there was at least some manner of stealth. Like if I went in all charging, I probably wouldn't be able to complete the mission.
You'd be desynchronized.
Yeah.
It'd be desynchronized in the old games, but with Connor, I don't know whether they've just based out that he just doesn't really care, because he's a brutal killer, that guy. Yeah. Connor's a brutal killer, and he just does not care about stealth in the slightest.
That's why I enjoy playing as him.
You would.
Yeah. The fact that you could go about, I killed pretty much enough to populate the city of Boston in terms of redcoats. Notoriety and all that.
Again, within 5 minutes.
Yeah, again within 5 minutes. Not my fault. Killed the drummer first. But, drummers are the deadly ones. They'll get you when you've got your back turned.
Yeah, overall, the gameplay style has not changed. There's definitely less stealth, though, I'd say. I think the story this time is a little. It was interesting for me because you actually start off as a Templar. You start off as Hatham.
It's a good twist.
It was a good twist. I felt it was a good twist. I also like the way that Ubisoft made you like him. Well, for me, it made them like him even just a little bit. You think, oh, this guy's cool, and then he goes, Templar, and just like, immediately, cunt. That's how it went. Just did not, and then afterwards the game developed. I like how they actually used proper history this time. They didn't just bring in historical characters, they actually used things that happened, like the Boston Massacre. I thought was a good effect as well. Their little take on it. The story, apart from that, was just the usual. Find these guys, kill them. Although I do think he could have killed Charles Lee a lot quicker. You don't actually have to. There's no assassinations if you think about it. It's basically just a battlefield, and you have to kill the leader. You don't have to stealthily do it. You don't have to. You can run up and do it any way, shape, or form, which I think loses the point of what Assassin's Creed was really about.
Saying it there doesn't really make it sound like Assassin's Creed anymore.
Exactly,
it's fighting.
Assassin's Creed has lost what it's about. They've basically changed it all, and it's just for this new character. And I don't really know why they've done that. They've added in naval missions as well. You're in control of what you can fire cannons. I enjoyed that, but again, I do not really see the point of it. There's no need for it to even be in there, because it's not part of Assassin's Creed in any shape or form.
Yeah.
And any money that you actually earn in the game has to go towards the boat, because that's the only thing you can spend money on. Because the weapons in the shop, they weren't as good as the weapons that you already had.
And
You could buy better pistols, fair enough, but that was it. You couldn't do anything else with it.
Customise just even your colour, like, 'cause I know they didn't want, like with Ezio sort of thing, you could change the colour.
Yeah, you can change. You can still change colour of outfit. I had black and red. I didn't buy any other ones.
Does it
They're
give
they're
you
expensive for
Does it
outfits.
give you the same sort of stupid little city thing? You got to customise your villa in Assassin's Creed 2.
No.
Oh,
You get homestead missions.
right.
You get people to add to your homestead, and then you
That's like what
you get a ledger again. You get a ledger again. But this time you craft items and sell them. So basically, all you're doing is making more money. It's
So it's suffering from
you're
the
basically
same problem again.
you're basically you know what Farmville is on Facebook.
Yeah.
You're basically playing Farmville in Assassin's Creed.
But see, I've not got as far as you have. See the homestead missions. See all the people you get for them.
Aye.
Do they help you?
You get to craft more items. That's it.
Is that it?
You get to craft more items. That is all.
So it suffers from the same sort
Yeah,
of
you get to
thing
craft
it
more
has
items
in
and you get
last
to make more
Assassin's
money.
Creed.
That is all that's
Same
done
thing
in
in
that.
last Assassin's Creed where you just get money, spend
Yeah.
it, and then you buy things that give you more money.
Anyway, the story begins off with, for Connor it begins off when he's a kid. Charles Lee threatens him, burns his village down. He threatens to get him. Then he's sent out. He has the visions. Juno, blah 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 blah. The usual story. Then he basically has to pick down the Templars that you see at the beginning, one by one. There's a part there where he does work with his dad, and he does actually contemplate working with the Templars, I believe. That was quite interesting as well. But there were times where I felt like the assassins were actually the bad guys, because it even shows that the Patriots actually took over Connor's natives people's land and forced them away.
Well, I suppose it's becoming a bit better then in that sense that they're not. It's not just good versus evil. There's there's some grey, some blurred lines there.
And certainly in the end part, where I'm going to actually have to ruin the ending for you, I'm sorry man. It's where Desmond finally gets all. Oh, you get missions. Have you got missions with Desmond yet?
I've had one.
Yeah, well, Desmond gets his own missions, which are actually quite cool. But in the end, they kill him off.
They killed Desmond.
They kill Desmond.
Kill Desmond.
They kill Desmond.
They kill Desmond.
Because they knew that they couldn't make a fucking game with his personality.
Basically, what he gets a choice. He gets a choice where he either releases Juno in the world and Juno enslaves everyone, because that was her plan all along. That's what she's in the temple. The batteries are needed to release her. He touches a pedestal, or he does what Minerva says and he makes a legacy. Blah 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 blah. And she basically tells him that although his words will be true, the Templars and Assassins thing will happen all over again. Where instead of working together, they fight against each other and they run out of time to save the world. So that's basically what's happened. The Assassins and the Templars have basically fucked each other over because they haven't had enough time to save the world. But in the end, Desmond touches the pedestal, dies, Juno's released because he believes that the others around him will be able to deal with Juno rather than having another end of the world thing where they won't be able to deal with it in time. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But apart from that, Desmond's missions were actually alright.
I've only done the one where you're in the. And you
They
have
built
to
it-
steal the bulb.
Yeah, they built it up and then killed him off. I don't really see the point in that, especially if they're going to make a fourth game where you have to deal with Juno. Who's going to be the main protagonist now?
I can't believe they killed
Juno's
him off.
so who is Juno actually? 'Cause I'm not, I know it's
It's
the
like a
Roman
Revelations
goddess, Roman goddess.
Brotherhood type of thing. She's the one that tells Desmond to kill Lucy because Lucy's a Templar.
Ah, yes.
She's that one.
It's just that.
Apart from that, the gameplay is pretty much the same. The story is pretty
So
much the
you
same.
play
The story just basically carries it on. You become your ancestor to try and find the key to the temple to unlock Juno, and then blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Overall, I thought the game was actually not long. It was a short game. I completed it rather quickly because you don't really feel the need to do the optional missions, so the game becomes
Yeah.
considerably shorter. And because I don't feel the need to do the optional missions, they just seem like a waste of time. And they could have put a lot more effort in the main missions and made it a lot longer. They probably could have made the game more interesting overall. Could have put more in the combat as well. They could have done more with that. And there's still more historical events I feel they could have pressed on. I think they could have weighed it out a little bit more and added in better ways to assassinate your targets.
Yeah. Because they do make that emphasis in the multiplayer, where they're like more creative kills get you better points, whatever. So you think they could have implemented that into the proper game for single player.
But could it be that they've done the Call of Duty and they've spent more time on the multiplayer than they have on the solo campaign?
Yeah, well,
I can see that happening considering there's a whole other disc for the multiplayer.
It would.
They've spent too much time on that rather than focusing on what Assassin's Creed is. They've just kind of made it some kind of ruthless killings instead of all the stealth.
Yeah, I'd be extremely disappointed, but that is actually looks like what they've done.
So, in summary, save your money up for Hitman, and if you want a sort of stealthy game.
If you enjoy Assassin's,
that's just I'm getting.
if you enjoy Assassin's Creed, I'd buy the game because it's still the basis of the game is still the same.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for the story, I'd give up. if you're doing it for the stealth, I'd give up. If you're doing it for creative assassinations, I'd give up.
Yeah.
Especially if there's going to be a fourth game, you may as well just quit now because it's going to change again.
Yeah.
And
I suppose it might change for the better the next time.
maybe, but Hitman looks good.
Hitman looks good, so
But we'll get to that another
we'll
time.
get to that in December, November.
Stop trying to sell us Hitman, by the way.
I'm fine being the only one buying it. It just means that
We'll get to that another time. And on that note, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and help us out. Thanks.